Hello, everyone. I believe we are live, and welcome to the Scraticus Academy One Shot Wonders, a series where we explore a new setting every month with a group of weekly community players. I am your dungeon master or dungeon murderer, whatever you'd like to prefer. As Kiana, I go by she, her. Before we dive into the game, we're going to go through here, the Academy, all the stuff, cool stuff that you can explore and do here. So first off, we have all of our social links. You can find us when we're not live over on Discord, over on Twitter. We've got a really awesome community there that loves to talk about D&D and all other tabletop role-playing games. We also have YouTube, which is the best way to catch up on previous shows if you have been missing any episodes. Um, we are full time now, and we did hit all of last month's goals, and we have now reset them. So thank you so much for your support over the first month of us being full time, and I hope that we can hit that goal once more. But if one of the best ways to support us as we are full time is to check out our Patreon. For as little as $1, you can support us and what we do, and you can get some really cool exclusive content right over there. Merch, another way to support us and to get that lovely Scottish Kids Academy logo everywhere in your everyday life. Get on a shirt, get on a notebook, get on a mug, whatever else you want to do. So we have the link for the merch store in the chat right now. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors. We have our sponsor, Bird in the Storm, publishing company that does some modules. We'll be seeing some of their content on this show very soon, which is very exciting stuff. And our other sponsor is Magehand Press, who does some really awesome content modules as such like that, which is actually used on the show. Alice can talk a little more about that with Argo 37, which is another lovely viewer game. We also have a competition going on, so if you like Pretty Rainbow Dice, definitely hit that up. If you're following us on Twitter, if you're following us on Twitch, whatever else, you're already like halfway through the little entries. It's super easy, and who doesn't want Pretty Rainbow Dice in their life, guys? Pretty Rainbow Dice are awesome. And of course, finally, one of the best ways to support us as we are live is to retweet the tweet that we are live. Every 10 retweets, we get a wild magic surge that happens to the party. It can be good, it can be bad, it can just be plain hilarious. So definitely retweet that, spread the word, and thank you again for being here. So, with all that out of the way, let's go around and meet our lovely cast today and see what they have and who they are playing. We're going to start off with brand new to the channel and to the scene, Bella Mandris. Hello.
Hello, Kiana. Thank you. Well, my name is Bellamandris on the Twitter. My real life name is Jörg. I'm from Switzerland, and I'm playing Indris, Wood Elf Monk, and both of them, myself and him, go by he/him pronouns. Yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to this game. And thank you for having me, Scraticus.
Well, thank you for coming on to the show. Very excited to have you here. Next up, we have our one and only headmistress of the Academy, Alice, White Rabbit Pig.
Hello, Kiana. It's been so long since you've been my DM, and I've missed it. It's just all these terrible things are gonna happen. But I'm Alice, or White Rabbit Pig. I am the headmistress of this academy. My pronouns are she/her, and so is my character. I am playing Nida. The name was mainly chosen because I just thought Scrat needed some more bad jokes in his life. But I'm playing Nida. I'm a halfling rogue, and I'm a child. I'm about 8 years old. I am a child wandering through the really dangerous Arkenbury forest, and I'm pretty sure Kiana will do a lot with that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Everything's fine, guys.
Everything's
fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Lovely. And next up, returning to One Shot Wonders, we have QDV. Hello.
Yeah, so QTV on Twitter, and in real life it's Vicky, and I go by she, her, my character as well. I am playing Cassiopeia, short Cassie, our total barbarian who's actually hating to fight and is quite annoyed with herself every time she gets angry and hits something. So that will be fun, and I'm quite sure I already warned Alice she will try to protect this child.
Protect the small child.
Yes.
The tiny, tiny child. Um, yes, I have a I have a soft spot for turtles and for kid PCs, as has been seen on this channel. So that'll be fun. And of course, we have a returning cast member, a reoccurring character, the good doctor, Kyle. Hello.
Hello. Hi, I'm Kyle, Sir Stalwart on Twitter, and yeah, I'm back this week. Thankfully, after last week's had to take an absence, back as Edward Bachman, and yeah, he's slightly older gentleman, and he, long story short, he lost his family, and is trying to unsolve that mystery and find out who killed his children, and also help set their spirits to rest because they were not given they were not rest in peace. So on that kind of quest, and was with a group of people heading into Arkenberry Forest, and as we may find out, I'm not so sure that they all had a great time in Arkenberry. I'll let Kiana decide what went down there. But yeah, I'm feeling a little under the weather, and now I'm stuck with this dude, this crow bastard guy. So yeah, anxious to see how that plays out.
Awesome. Well, with all that, I guess we should just dive right in. Penumbra, a land that has been plagued quite literally with a deadly disease that swept through, decimating people in slow and agonizing deaths. Arkenbury Cathedral is one of the few places known to perhaps be a sanctuary, perhaps be even a source of a cure for this blood plague. All of you are headed towards Arkenbury for your own reasons. And instead of adding weeks upon weeks to your journey by skirting around the forest, you've all delved in for your own reasons. Despite the superstitions and the stories that you'll hear of monsters, ghosts, evils that lurk between the trees and in the shadows. Going alone is basically suicide. And so you have all, well, our good doctor will soon meet them, banded together to survive, to stay safe. Well, at least as safe as one can be in Penumbra. But before we meet most of our group here, we must find out what happened to the doctor as he ran from the gibbering mass that was the corpse pile. The undead, the plague hounds that attempted to chase after him. As he ran with the man that they had rescued, a man who had introduced himself as the Crow of the Deep, the strange crow-like mask upon his face, there was no time to think about where to go other than into the forest. And the thicket, the shadows, quickly separated the group. You lost sight of them, Edward, as you were running through. The Crow of the Deep just kind of right by you. You look behind and there is creatures, humanoids, something following. You see Yofra stop and try to hold them back to let you run. and he is quickly piled upon by these flayed creatures. His dagger, white, strange salt-like blade, and ivory handle skitters down towards your feet.
Definitely scoop it up right away. Look at him like, at his last moment, look at him like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
You get no answer as the crow basically grabs your arm and starts pulling you deeper away from the plague hounds. And you run deeper and deeper and deeper into the heart of this forest. Upon which you, after some time of just running, as what you think the sun is setting is hard to tell through the thick leaves that block out the sky. It gets dark. And you see a glimmer of firelight ahead. And what are the rest of you doing as you sit around your campfire, resting for the night?
Nida will be sat cross-legged by the fire, just drawing in the dirt, humming to herself. Not really. She probably should be paying more attention to what's around her, but she's not in that headspace right now. She's as she's just doodling in the dirt.
Cassie would probably sit across on the other side of the fire and trying to keep the kid in eye just to see if she has stupid ideas to run alone into the woods. And also trying to keep an eye around on if something is coming near or is trying to, just get closer, because we heard the forest is not the safest place, so.
Indeed.
Indris is also probably looking out into the darkness, but he's in his thoughts as well, because he's thinking about his mentor who's ill, and he wants to get help for him.
And as you stare out into the darkness of the forest, again, your eyes trying to latch on to what is just movement of trees and foliage and what is movement of perhaps something else. You hear the sounds of something running towards you.
There's something out there.
I would slowly get on my feet, grabbing my warhammer just to be ready and slowly move around closer to Nida.
Nida will jump up. So, what's that?
I think it's coming toward us. Running.
Well, that's not good, is it? We should be running too.
I would say let's keep an eye open and be ready. It doesn't sound like many, I guess.
And she sort of fumbles quickly and pulls out like her rapier, and it's just like, okay. And tries to make it look like she's fine and stands ground. She is a young halfling, so even tinier than normal.
God.
The tiny, tiny Bab. I love her. Yeah. And as you wait, hands upon weapons, tension thick in the air, into the clearing breaks two people. One half-dressed large wounds and scars across his chest, and his face hidden by a mask with a long beak-like structure on it. And he seems to be dragging along a man. And Edward, as you get dragged into this clearing with this forest and you see these three people, you cough a bit.
And I'm gonna try to slap the crow's hand off me. Don't you fucking touch me. Don't you ever touch me.
My apologies. It's the only way we're going to get out of there.
The only person I care about on this world, in this world, whatever it is, it just was you. You saw. And I'm stuck here with you and your friends, and no. Sorry. I'm just stuck here with you and not Hofir and not my family and murderous creatures and your friends don't look very friendly. Crow, where are we? Kind of looking around now, panicking, realizing that these people don't have their little swords up and shit, that they might not be with this guy.
We are not his friends. And who are you guys? Identify yourselves.
No, you fucking can't. Go ahead. You got the mask and the sex pants. Go ahead. Go fucking clear this up, and I'll start walking so you don't have to grab me.
Shouldn't wander far. And he kind of turns to the rest of you and says, my apologies for intruding upon you. I am known as the Crow of the Deep. Am one of the coven in Arkenberry. The murder.
And at that, Nida sort of like probably pokes her head round from behind Cassie. Is like,
oh, hi. I'm going that way. Are you going that way?
That is the plan, yes.
Oh, okay.
And she just puts like her rapier back in and sort of walks over and holds her hand out.
Hello.
Feel like he holds out his hand while leaning down a bit. Too.
And she'll just take it and like really shake it.
Cassie would lower her hammer as well, not to put it away, but just like not really. And she would. Is there a way to just get a feeling or check if we are really fine and they are not trying to like, hey, they lowered the weapon, let's attack?
Oh yeah, sure. You can roll like an insight check.
Yeah, because I know, but my character doesn't know. Or I hope. Let's say that. I hope.
Okay. A 14. So it is a bit hard to read this guy. She literally had a mask over his face, and you can't really see, but he seemed genuine.
Okay, and the other guy means Edward doesn't look like he wants to attack us. He's more looking like I want to get away.
I'm just continuing to walk through your camp and keep going the direction we were heading.
But, excuse me, where are you going? You can't just leave your friend here on his own. You haven't even got a t-shirt.
And you shouldn't run around in the woods alone.
I kind of scowl back at the crow. You hear that, Crow? Look, now you've got infants. Congratulations, you can save everyone.
I'm not an infant. I'm 9 years old.
Oh, I'm sure, little one. You're in great hands. The guy with the mask. Excellent. I'll take care of you.
I don't need taking care of. They're just coming with me.
Sure, absolutely.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Arkenberry because there's nowhere else to go in this godforsaken land.
Well, that's okay then, because that's where we're going. I'll come with you too.
Oh, Bobby, that's wonderful. I'll only slow you down. See, I'm old and very. I've got a cough. So
And I've got little legs, so you'll probably be about the same speed as me.
children and their reason. Oh man, starting to warm. Damn it.
Cassie will just like, do you want a cup of tea? Sit down. You look like you could need a short rest. Then you can still go on your own if you like to.
I hear short rests are an hour long. I don't think we have an hour, but maybe a cup of tea before the
5
whole-
minutes sitting down.
the horde of the undead catches back up. That would be very nice. Thank you. My throat is very sore.
Horde of undead.
Yeah, horde of undead. They're right over the hill.
You are followed by undead?
Yeah, a whole horde of them. A whole heap of them. Pigeon Boy will tell you all about it while I sip on this tea.
Is that correct, Crow?
We were chased earlier. I hoped that we had lost them on the way here. And light tends to be easier to spot them than the depths of night. And he kind of like cocks his head as if to, look out, not really seeing where his eyes quite go. There doesn't seem to be any sign of them. But here, I believe it is wise to always keep an eye out.
Yes, he nods.
I know the little one is headed to Arkenberry, or the rest of you as well.
Yes, I'm in
Yes.
need of help. From the crows, actually, if at all possible.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
searching for things and knowledge, and I guess I could learn a few things in Arkenberry, and obviously we couldn't let the little one travel on her own.
Right. Yes. Well, if you don't mind, perhaps my companion and I, looking a little pointedly at Edward, could join you. I do belong to the murder in Arkenberry. I know at least some of my way around through the forest. Besides, traveling in numbers is always, well, safer.
Indris nods.
I'm gonna sip on the tea and take a break for a second. Still, just continuously scowling. Edward's having a hard time not blaming him for everything that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And why don't you tell them about the sex whipping thing that we found you getting tortured back there? What was that all about, Crow? The little one would love to hear your exploits. Staring the whole time.
Nida is slowly just. She thinks she's being subtle. She's not. She's slowly shuffling closer and closer to Edward, just to like. But she's staring at him the whole time, like out of interest. But she's not really listening to him. She's just shuffling ever closer.
And yeah, the crow will kind of sigh a bit. Again, you can't see his facial expressions.
Yeah, that does.
But
jerk.
Well, that was not of my own volition. Again, I was lured by somebody, trapped by the assassin in white, and then tortured by one of the plagues. I do not know why they wanted me, but they had some purpose to not just kill me right away.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Now,
Cough.
is this... yeah, Edwards, you again. Coughing
Now
in.
slide a little bit away from Nita. Like, sorry, dear, nothing against you. I just not feeling the greatest.
That's okay. Just drink your tea.
Anyway, very grateful. Thank you. Ma'am nods at Cassie, and then sir nods at Idris. Thank you. Sorry for being such an asshole. Bad times.
Totally understood.
Sir, and shut up and drink more tea.
Yeah, and the dagger kind of sits on your side.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of a reminder.
Yeah, just kind of hooked there on my waist.
Looking-
Idris steps up to the forest edge where the two of them came from, just stares into the darkness to see if there are any undead around.
Okay, you can make me a perception check.
Yes,
So,
perception
right on your
check.
character sheet, you can just click the perception skill and it will
All right.
roll.
No
Right.
perception, yes. Did something happen? Oh,
Ah, there you go. You look out, and at first you see like a rustle, and you're like, "Oh God!" But, you see it's a squirrel or something moving. No signs of undead.
Indris, being a bit jumpy, probably already had his sword halfway out and then saw, oh, a squirrel, shoves it back in.
I would probably eye our two new guests just to see how well they are. Do they look really hurt or just tired or?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can glean just off top that they look pretty exhausted. If they're to believe they ran a good section of this forest. And yeah, the you can, if you want to do a more in-depth check, you can do a medicine.
I would first of all look if there's blood or anything or any obvious where I'm seeing like, oh,
Yeah, well, the crow of the deep has again these
Slashes.
gashes all across his chest. The torture you think that Edward was alluding to.
and Edward himself, not right.
Just coughing quite a
Coughing and
bit.
sweating profusely, looking a little gaunt.
I would then definitely do medicine check because I want to make sure if we move on and they intend to follow that they are not slowing us down.
Okay.
Do I then two medicine checks, one on the crow and one on Edward?
Yeah, that would work out.
Okay, so the first one was for the crow.
Okay.
Not the best.
One for Edward.
A bit better. She has to learn a bit more.
Yeah. So it's really just, well, I mean, they ran, so they must be fine.
Good.
With Edward, there's a little bit concerned. He's coughing quite a bit. Like, hey, there's a bit of a wheezing rasp to, him trying to catch his breath, but that could just be a cold.
So keeping an eye on him. Good.
It's a hairball. It's a.
Right.
I'll turn to the crow. Do you reckon we should try to move on, or should we finish our rest here?
He kind of looks around. It seems that you have chosen a good spot for resting. I don't know how many other places there are going to be like this one.
Then let's use this.
Right.
And you're welcome to stay if you like to. You both.
Appreciate it.
How much time we have to stay?
As much as we can.
Did any of your people get slaughtered, ripped apart, flayed, bitten, any of that kind of stuff? Or has it always been you three in this forest?
It's just a 3.
You're very fortunate then. But I think our your luck will only last so long. So we best be moving on soon.
Well, I've got to get there soon because I'm meeting my mum there.
I hope you do.
I will. She said she'd be there.
I heard that she has 10 retweets there.
I think she does.
Yes.
Yeah, she does.
It's a good thing. So, hello, yes, we have hit 10 retweets, which means a random wild mask search to one of our lovely players. I roll the d4, and that is Cassie is going to get a wild magic surge. And so she is going to have to roll a 1d544.
Oh my goodness, how on earth do I do that?
Well, I'll put it in Zoom chat, and you can just copy paste that. So yes, wild magic surges. We have a community created list of wild magic surges, which is all sorts of cool little magic effects that can happen. Again, some are good, some are bad, and some are just plain funny. So if you'd like to add to that, over on Discord suggestion box, definitely give us more. 357.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. I
Now
know
we
it's
just gotta wait for our
good or
background
bad.
tuning to tell me what 357 is.
Calculating.
And we'll be able to go from there. And of course, if you another battalion retweets, and we'll get another one. Or if you want to donate for Wild Magic Surges for specific people, just let me know. Okay, I'm gonna get a reroll on that. So if you could just roll that again.
Oh, I'm intrigued
Cassie?
now.
Sure, now I'm curious, but not a problem.
Okay, 464.
A rainbow golem stomps through the forest.
I mean, there's literally there one of the wild magic surges that I appear, as in me, the person.
Oh, don't worry. Apparently, I'm a deity in one of them. I didn't even know this, and now Alismus is a thing.
Oh boy. Okay. Let me roll this 3d7.
Oh god.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, Cassie, you feel the urge to speak in third person for a day. You must speak about yourself
Great.
in the third person.
Yes, I definitely want to travel with these people now. Listen, yeah, sure, solidified it.
Cassie's feeling weird.
Yeah, maybe it's just like the tension and the anxiety. It's just, yeah.
I'm gonna put the tea down.
So, If you would like to rest here, um, you can do watches. If so, just let me know who's taking first watch.
I guess Indris is already standing there at the edge of our little camp. So he says, I'm going to take first watch.
And
Take a second.
Nida will wrap her little cloak around her and basically just sort of go and settle it in like a ball on the floor near the fire.
It's like curl
I'm
up.
not.
Yeah,
not gonna,
just
I'm not gonna offer. They're getting good. They've got this all worked out, right, Cassie? Does Cassie have it all worked out? Are you second watch?
Cassie has it all worked out, but
Nice.
good night for now. And she will just plop into her shell, and the shell will just be lying next to the
That's
fireplace.
That's right. Fucking God, she was a turtle.
Yeah,
Yes. It's a
which is kind
Third-
of perfect for a barbarian, I have to say.
third person turtle. Ah, it all makes sense.
And you probably hear tiny snoring out of the shell.
Oh. Yeah. The crow will sit kind of across from you, Edward. Keep an eye out as Idris takes up first watch.
Sit by the fire, with my hands or my arms around my legs, and just kind of watching the crow. Does he peek over at me at all, or is he just like looking out and about?
Seems to be, kind of looking around and about. But there's certainly points where he will look over at you.
Don't you ever take that mask off? What are you
wish I
hiding? What are you hiding?
could. Nothing. I've been nothing but upfront.
You're wearing a mask. Still, I mean, first, like, when we found you in the crypt, I thought it was part of your sex game thing that you guys were doing, but you never took it off. We've been running and sweating, watching traveling companions being brutally murdered, sitting down, enjoying some tea. A turtle's here, in case you didn't notice, and you've never taken the mask off. Why?
Cough, cough. As you cough the second time, you're like, ugh. It kind of tastes like copper in your mouth.
I know that one. I'm not even going to look at it.
Yep. The crow doesn't really say anything, but he shifts his hair a bit. It's kind of graying, long, black hair. And you see along the skin down by his hairline and down by his chin, almost as if you can't tell where the mask starts and the skin ends.
Okay. So I'll drop it for now and not have dead stare. Just kind of look around and make sure everybody else is tucked in and Idris is still awake on watch, and try my best to put my head down in my arms and get some sleep as well.
All right. Idris, you look out on high alert. Doesn't really seem to be much of anything out there yet.
Which is good news.
Which is good news. There's some sounds of, you know, the wind passing through and occasional muttering and snoring and movement as your companions shift in their sleep. Seems to be a restless night for them. You kind of turn back, and Nita, especially, seems to be tossing and turning. Whatever bedroll and blanket that she has on, kind of.
She'll
flipped off
accidentally
the side.
kick the tortoise shell, like she's trying to just thrash about a bit.
And Idris, you kind of think about, you know, as you look over the small bit of food supplies that you have, that doesn't, what food you have isn't going to last for much longer for however deep you're going to go through into the forest. But nothing comes by. And you were able to switch off. The crow will take second watch.
Second watch. Okay. Nothing to see. I guess you did lose your pursuers.
That is good. Well, you should get some rest. Before that, though, you said that you were going to Arkenberry to help somebody. Asking interest.
Do you read me?
I did not hear you.
My master, he's sick. A lot of my people are sick at the monastery.
Kind of bows his head. I am sorry to hear that.
I hope you can help.
Well, I myself can try to help but a little. I have just returned back from abroad to all of this. I am learning about it as I go. As I try to head to Arkenberry. But first we must get you there.
To get there.
Yes. You should rest.
I will.
Crow will stand up and take your place. Keep an eye out. And as the rest of you sleep, restless sleep, as there is no rest in your dreams tonight. And Edward, you find yourself not where you had fallen asleep, rather you're back in the Ostwald Cathedral. It is dark in here, and you don't see any of your companions. The homeless and other people seeking sanctuary within are gathered around a large bonfire in the center of the room, which wasn't there when you were there in person. And they face away from you and chant this, what seems like a murmur, but starts to shape in words. The Heartless Man, the Heartless Man, the Heartless Man. And suddenly a figure behind you reaches out and grabs your arm with a firm grip. A familiar hand. As you turn and you see that same old elven man who had grabbed your arm in the cathedral.
No, not this guy again. Hofer, I'm gonna reach over for Hofer. Hofer, get this. Oh, shit. I kind of realized that I was already here and not here, and Hofer's dead. And listen, fella, you could just not touch me, please. Where the fuck am I? Let go. Shoo. Shh. Shh. I'm gonna push you in that wheelchair. Shoo.
He doesn't seem to let go as his hands grip tighter onto you.
Mm.
And he, as the rotting wooden wheelchair kind of creaks under his weight, and now that you see these bluish runes across his skin, and his lips part in this broad smile. And that same words that remember him saying before you had left part from them. And you see, Master, what happened to temples when they're not cared for. And he, with this voice and this breath that smells like honey, points towards the bonfire. And as you follow his gesture, you see all of the people that have been gathered around have turned towards you. And as you look at them, there is a realization and horror sets into you as none of these people have faces. And yet you know that they are staring at you. And yet you know they chant, the Heartless Man, the Heartless Man, the Heartless Man.
Start to unravel a little bit, and kind of panic slap the old man's hand. Okay, time to go. Time to fucking let me go. And
as you start
raising a few octaves and trying to get away.
As you start to panic and as you're tugging, he lets go. And there is darkness as the chanting stops, but only to be placed with the sound of that creaking wheelchair.
I'm running for the cathedral, or not cathedral, the chapel, whatever it was. I'm running for the door and not looking back.
You fling open the doors, and you're in another scene as you see the small child, halfling, alongside her two companions. And they are surrounded by those same people, faceless. And those of you who are also dreaming, you are within that scene, you are surrounded. Faceless people slowly encroaching upon you.
So
And
we this as well, sorry.
sorry?
So we can see this as well.
Yeah, you are now, this is bled over into.
Nida has sat upright and she's backing up against Cassie, and she's sort of stumbled for her rapier and she's just pointing it at them.
And in this moment, you are surrounded by these faceless people, and yet you start to recognize features. You start to recognize Cassie, people that you have helped before, at least try to. The clothing, the wasting bodies of people that you were not able to save. Indris, you look and you are faced with the faceless figures of your master, your fellow students.
What is happening?
And Nita, you point your rapier at these figures. And at what looks like to be your mother, but faceless.
And Nida's just shaking her head, going, "No, Mum's in Arkenbury, no."
Cassie by now would have also plopped back out of her shell and also trying to grab her warhammer and just like trying to figure out what is happening.
I think Edward is. So I'm kind of running to this scene, like running into the scene.
Yeah.
Right?
Basically, as soon as you push open the church doors, you found yourself what looks like to be the clearing, but these faceless people once more.
I'm gonna try to start running towards everybody, and fumbling to get my crossbow free. It's kind of caught up in my all my stuff. Get it free, and then realize that it's hung up on that dagger, the leather loop that I have that dagger hooked onto, and I'll just take that dagger off and throw it down, not paying any mind to where I'm throwing it. It's just in the fucking way. So I'll grab the crossbow, and I'm gonna try to yell to them as I'm running toward, kind of slightly delirious at this point. Start yelling, the heartless man. The heartless man is coming. The heartless, and just kind of stumble into their area, doubled over and coughing.
And as you start running towards them, and as the figures close in even closer, you all awake with a start.
No.
Hands on your weapons, and Edward, you feel somebody holding onto your arm as the crow stands there, your crossbow pointed at him.
Sorry, and don't fucking touch me. And I'll put the crossbow down.
What the hell just happened, guys? Okay.
Nida is like swiping at the air with her rapier where this thing was. She doesn't understand. She's just swiping at the air.
I think we should go, right? Mask boy, right?
Not sure, but seemed like all of you were having nightmares.
Or premonitions.
Why a premonition?
Bad stuff that we're not gonna let happen, little one.
Okay.
let's pack up.
Yeah.
I'll help you guys. He's gonna walk over to Andrus. Is there anything you need to help tear down?
I don't think so.
Not much.
Just pack up my stuff.
Same. Kicking sand over the fire, that it's not burning while we go, and set anything on fire.
Nita will literally just stuff everything and really awkwardly into this bulging like rucksack thing she's got and quickly sling it over her shoulders and make sure her boots are on, tying them extra tight, and just stand ready like at the edge of the camp.
Can we go now, please?
Let's head on. Everyone ready?
I never dream like that. What was that? I meditate. I'm looking at the crow.
I'm afraid I do not have the answers.
I think it's a warning of some sort. This place has a reputation, and I think we lost sight of that. We need to get out of the forest.
Yes, let's go.
All right. And the crow will kind of shake himself out a bit, and kind of looks at you, Edward, and says, "In your sleep, you flung something. I didn't see where it went, or what it was."
Oh, yes. For a stagger. I'll walk around and look for it for a minute. About around where I was laying.
You kind of walk around. But perhaps it's very hard to see now with the light source gone. And it's not quite morning yet.
Oh well, it didn't do him any favors, so the heck with it. It can stay. Let's get out of here.
Is it something that holds sentimental value to you, Edward? I can look if you want to. I can see better in the dark than you do.
That I don't doubt. Thank you for your kindness, sir. Nothing in this world has sentimental value to me. So, yeah, we're better off as in a whole as to go now.
I nod.
All right. So, you guys can start walking. What is marching order?
Will you lead, Crow? I think you know best where to go.
I can do that. I will need to strike up a light source. Any of you have a lamp?
I can help with that.
All right.
I have a torch and can light it for him.
Yeah. He inclines his head and thanks. Right. I will lead ahead.
And Nida will sort of almost do like a little run to sort of catch up quite quickly. She does not like the idea of being anywhere near the back.
All right. So Crow first, then Nita.
Cassie will go last one. She will
Okay.
be back.
Because I guess I will be after Nida.
Yeah, I will nestle in the middle. Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Okay. So, you guys delve into the forest and that moment of the witching hour seems to break into dawn and day, giving you a little more light as you delve in. You take a couple of short rests or a few breaks to eat, but while you're prepared for 3 people, you were not quite so much for 5. Although you don't really see the crow eat.
Can I have a look around for anything that can be eaten? Not so much animals, but like berries or plants that I know that could be eaten.
Right. You look around. You can make me a perception, investigation, or nature check.
Perception. I will do perception. Yes.
Very nice. You look around. Not really any. Not much. There's a few handful of berries, but it's not the right season. But as you kind of take a look around, you look up and you see a hive, beehive. Which you think this would have honey in it, would be the right time of year.
At the same time, I know there are bees up there. I would be eyeing it.
Does Nida see her spotting this?
Yeah, I'm sure if you looked over, you'd just see she's been leaning down to pick up some berries and looks up. And
She sort of wanders over. She's like,
Basically freezes and looks up like, do I want to do this?
I d-
You can lift me up if you want.
and she pulls out her rapier.
I'm just too short.
Sure, if the bees would be happy about that.
yes. Don't put the child in the beehive.
No, I can get it. I can get it from up here. I just need to
and she's sort of like looking at you. Like,
just pick me up.
I know you can get it, but the bees will get all of us afterwards.
Well, then we run.
Do I look like running?
But we're gonna have to run sooner or later.
I hope not.
Yes, we don't have anything. If someone has a reaction, we don't have the proper medical supplies here to slow that down, nor do we know the species of insect inside that hive.
Would you prefer if I climb the tree? Is that it?
No. I can. I think we should just leave the bees alone and move on and just keep an eye open. There must be food here in the forest. Either animals or plants.
Crow, do you have any idea how long it's going to be till we get out the other side of this dreadful forest?
It depends on how direct you want to be. Either if we want to try to stick in the forest until we get to Arkenberry, it's going to be another week or so.
What?
Big.
That's
There is a possibility, if you would want to exit out of the forest and into the outer roads. But while we won't be in the forest, we'll be out in the open and having to circumvent it, which will add more time.
A ratio of how much more time?
Another 2, 3 weeks even.
No, you.
Don't have food for that long. I'll get the bees.
And she starts to like she's gonna go and try and climb the tree.
Can I try to grab her basically? Like, no.
Yeah. I'm assuming we know each other's names by now.
Yeah.
The little intros. Yeah, Indris, can you help her? Stop her, please.
Of course.
I don't want to get too close to the
I
child.
can
Like,
do
cold.
it.
And she's like probably just flailing because she's
Probably.
tiny.
I would just turn around with her, just like sitting down.
And she's like,
We don't want you to get hurt, and we don't want to get hurt. We will find something else.
Fine.
And I'll give her some of the berries.
and she'll
I
just
found.
sit there and look quite begrudgingly, but still just eat them slowly. She's very she you can see she gets happier as she eats the food, like a smile, but she's really trying to like glare, and it's not working.
Oh, sweet halfling child. Sweet pap. Okay. So, you guys, after staying yourself a bit on berries and leaving the hive alone, you delve back in. And a couple of days pass without much incidents other than the same dreams returning to you. Over and over again.
I just keep thinking, a week. It was like 9 hours a day and a half maybe, but a week. We're gonna die.
Gonna die?
Oh, was I saying that out loud? I'm sorry.
Are we
No.
gonna die?
You're not.
Why are you gonna die?
Old age. Kicker's been through the ringer, you know.
Yeah, but surely, I'm sure you'll make at least another week.
I
By
read my
now,
books.
since traveling quite a bit with all of them, would I have noticed like Edward is definitely not healthy and it was not just exhaustion from running? Because he's still coughing, right? It hasn't changed.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna. Edward needs to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh god, why did I mention that? I just wanted to do another medicine check. Oh, well
no,
done.
He's not gonna make a week, is he?
Well, I mean, I must be on the mend because that nat 20 feels really good.
Yeah, it's not. It's kind of like it feels like it's at its lull point. You know, when you have a cold or something, it's kind of like, okay, I know how to deal with it right now and cope with, my symptoms and stuff. It doesn't seem to be getting any worse.
Yeah, I'll admit to having a cold, but I know from experience, from vast experience, it's much worse than that. But yeah, that's all it is. Just
You sure I could try to do some little bit of healing tea? Maybe it will help. I knew little things about helping people with sickness.
I mean, I've enjoyed all 32 cups of tea that you gave me over the last couple of days, but I'm good, flushed out. Urinary tract is clear. The antioxidants are doing their job. Thank you so much for all the tea. I don't think it's gonna help. It happens every time in the year during this time of the year. Yes, it's quite normal for me. I'm getting up there. So
Just let me know if you feel worse. Then we can still give it a try.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I promise it will not hurt.
So have you just got a cold?
Yeah. Yes, that's what it is. Just a seasonal cold. But I don't want you to get it, so you just keep your distance. Not too far, but a distance.
Like this far?
And she just steps like about takes 3-4
Hmm?
steps away from you.
No, look up at the turtle. If she gets sick, I'm just going to assume you're in the care of her. It's your fault.
Understood.
What?
I'm
Turning
telling,
around to Nina.
I'm telling
You'll
your
be
mother
totally fine.
That's not my mom.
No, when we get to Arkenberry, I'm telling your mother if you get yourself sick.
I have a
Okay.
question, Kiana.
Yes.
I have a pretty high passive perception.
Uh-huh.
Have I ever seen blood flecking Edward's lips or something after he was coughing or something like that?
I mean, if Edward wanted to hide it, was he hiding it?
Yeah. Yeah, he would have been.
Okay. Edward, just roll me a deception check, and we'll.
Okay. That stupid nat 20 should have came.
Yeah. Interest. There would have been a couple times where, you would have seen Edward coughing, and then there's just a bit of blood that he quickly wipes away. But this seems to be the same kind of coughing that you've seen before.
Yeah, from my master, right? Really skeptically. Like, you're sure this is just a cold?
Yes, run of the mill. Otherwise fit as fiddle.
All right, but keep an eye on it. And maybe Cassie, just give him some tea.
Look, I don't do this because it's rude, but I'm going to do it anyway. I was a practicing doctor for years. Quite capable of taking care of myself. Thank you.
Oh, all right.
Don't want to be rude. I appreciate the concern.
Understood. I just hope we don't get what you have.
Yeah, like I told the weird one over there with the Halloween mask, just don't touch me.
We can do that.
We're gonna keep going then.
Absolutely.
Like, and she's just sort of popping some of these berries in her mouth as she keeps walking off.
Yeah, I think for the whole trip, right and left, Cassie would try to keep her eye open, and as soon as she sees something that is like, oh, edible, even if it's an animal, to be honest, she would go for it.
Okay. So you're able to keep yourselves somewhat sustained, but even the hunger is starting to kind of eat away at you and your concentration. So on your third day, you see smoke ahead, and all of you can smell someone cooking a stew, perhaps.
Do you smell it?
I can smell food, and not like just berry food or bread. Can you smell it?
Oh, yes.
And she'll run off in
Smells
that
delicious.
direction. She will just sprint towards the smell.
Nida, wait!
Would be any chance to grab her by the scruff, just like...
You're a little too far away as you were at the back of the
Jeez.
group.
True, I'm the last one.
Yeah. And the crow tries to, stop you, but she's not very fast compared to a small, hungry halfling child.
Never get in the way of a small, hungry halfling child.
I will follow her. I'm also pretty fast.
I would follow as well, because surprisingly enough, I'm pretty fast. I'm usually not acting like, but I can.
Oh yeah, barbarian.
Barbarian, I was just like, oh, quick turtle.
Yeah. So, Nita, as you sprint ahead, quickly followed by the rest of the group, You come into a small clearing that reveals a quaint
Wow.
little
That is
log
gorgeous for
cabin.
me. Thank you, you
There's
guys.
gentle smoke rising from the fairly ramshackle but holding together roof. Um, and again, the smell of food and something delicious seems to come from this place. And you see a small, balding human man, rosy cheeks, as he whistles to himself, chopping firewood in front of this cabin. And he does not seem to notice your approach.
Hello. Hello.
And as she just sort of walks over.
Okay.
That smells really good.
Yeah, the man pauses half swing and kind of stands up and straightens up and
Down here.
oh, hello there, little one.
Hello.
And then looks up to see the rest of you
Crashing
fully
through the
following.
woods. I doubt the turtle could be silent in the woods if she's running, crashing every second tree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nida, stay back. We don't know this man.
Well, it smells like he cooks good, and if you're a horrible person, you can't cook good.
kind of
Idris cocks his head. Can't argue with that argument.
the man kind of laughs. Says, I am of no harm, especially to this little one here. The travelers, we don't get many around here.
Please, may I have some stew? I can exchange them for berries.
And she's just sort of holding out some of these berries that she had.
Sweet child. He kind of chuckles a bit. You can hold on to the berries. I'm more than happy to. You know,
Ah, thank you.
as well as your friend here, if they would like to
You
stay
coming?
around for a meal.
We don't have much to offer in return, mister.
Finn. You can call me Finn.
My name is Idris.
I'm
Nice to
Nita.
meet you. Nita, nice to meet you, little one.
I'm Cassie.
Cassie.
Ed.
Kind of looks
Just
expectantly at you, Edmund.
Yeah, just Ed. I'm back here.
Hmm.
I'm just looking around this place, waiting for the house to look like gingerbread or something crazy to pop out. This is not normal for a place like this to exist, and that smell is even more abnormal in a place like this. So, waiting for that other shoe to fall.
Okay.
Cassie would also still look around. She would be friendly because Finn obviously didn't do anything so far to call suspicion or like on guard, but she would look around because she would have probably the same idea that this place shouldn't be here.
Okay. You guys can make a perception check if you're kind of just looking around. Unless you're looking for a specific aspect, in which that's investigation. And we have some subscriptions and donations coming in. Thank you very much for supporting. 2 Wild Magisters is for me to gift, which I just rolled randomly for that. So that'll be 1 for Idris and 1 for Edward. And there's also a nat 20 for Atlas. So
Yay! I'm really gonna need it. Thank you.
Sweet Bab.
Yeah.
So if Idris and Edward could roll me a 1d544. Don't know how to do that. I just put it in the. No, that's not to everyone. It's in the.
You can still see it in chat.
Yeah, it's in the Zoom chat. And you can just copy paste and roll.
44.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, Cassie, as you look around, There doesn't seem to be anything very odd about it that that sticks out to you. This place isn't the nicest. You can tell that's seen years of being worn down, repaired. You see a few what look like to be defenses around to protect, especially the back of the house.
Wow. All
Um,
this gold is for me? Thank you, you guys.
I'm gonna also use my investigate or eye for detail thing to investigate.
all right.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but
No way. No, yeah. Again, you get that same kind of feel. Like it's not like a cozy place. Like you can tell that this is like they're clearly aware of whoever lives here that there is dangers. And the you had been noting that Finn knows how to wield that axe very well. You imagine that probably used not just to chop wood, but to defend.
Okay.
And there's 4 wild magic surges for Alice.
That's his river, isn't it? Is that you, his river? I see.
I see it. Interest, I'm gonna get you to re-roll that one.
Reroll, all right.
Yeah, because
There we go. Oh god,
we're
I'm getting
gonna-
one of my own.
yeah, we're gonna get the behind the scenes Genie to send those over. As Finn will be like, he puts down the axe. I said, you don't have to give anything back. I know that it's rough around here. Again, not many visitors, but those that do are usually in rough shape. But if you could tell me stories about whatever's out there, whatever you're doing, I think that's payment enough.
Stories we can tell.
We tried to get a beehive out of a tree. I wasn't allowed though. Apparently it's too dangerous. So I just sort of looked over at them.
Fun police.
Okay. This is getting all of these in. Okay. But he'll kind of he'll nod and say, "If you'd like to come inside, I can get you settled with a meal. You can sit down. You'll be safe around here." He kind of gestures towards all of the little, what looks like kind of pit traps and such.
Okay. And she just sort of strolls in, completely trustworthy.
Yep. All right. So let's go through these wild magic surges as you enter into the house. Indris, your feet feel like, maybe it's because you've been walking so much, but they feel swollen.
Swollen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a stream around?
There doesn't seem to be.
Okay. So I will just go into the hut and then probably take my shoes off to see if there's anything wrong with my feet.
Yeah. It's just, perhaps, it's just the time, but your feet has swollen to almost twice the normal size.
Oh boy.
Cartoon character.
Run on water.
All right. The one for Edward, I'm gonna hold on to. As for Nita, okay, I'm gonna hold on to one of them. Another one, Nita, even though it's a bit chilly here, you feel like hot. As you are affected by temperature-related conditions the opposite way.
Like, okay, so she's there with her cape, like she's taking her cape off and she's got her little like tunic on and her little sort of waistcoat. She's like,
Ah, really hot in here. Do anyone
Yeah.
else get that?
Yeah.
I'm
No.
going to stand at the door. It feels pretty nice in there.
Feels good. Are you alright, little one?
I'm warm. Just just a little bit flustered. Maybe it's the stew. Maybe I'm just anticipating the stew.
Um,
Can I have some, please?
he he's kind of like guiding all of you in to this little worn down cabin. Um, and for as you kind of Nita, as you kind of talked about, they wouldn't let me do the hive. And, this is kind of this feeling of, maybe it's you're cranky from being hungry, but your sense of trust towards your companions is a little off, as you distrust your companions for the next hour.
And so is she being offered the stew?
Yeah, yeah. So as he kind of points at Finn points at the there's a few chairs, and starts stirring this what looks like to be a meat stew and starts pouring into bowls.
She will look at them all. She will take her bowl of stew and like pull it closely to her, and then drag very loudly her stool all the way to the other end of the table, almost past the table, and just sit and eat her stew, looking at them just while she eats.
As Nita sits down, everyone wants to cast Detect Magic as he's entering this little cabin.
Okay. You're casting Detect Magic?
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, you cast magic. You cast Detect Magic.
Has any magic being casted?
No, you're not sensing any magic. But you kind of do look around. The floor creaks under your feet. And there seems to be a fairly cozy, small space, with the hearth and the iron cauldron with the stew in it. Walls covered in uneven shelves and countless, books, cooking utensils, spices, crafting tools, and a large number of perhaps dolls, toys, that you kind of keep, trying to sense anything. You do see there are about 2 doors that are further down, hinting at a pair of bedrooms, perhaps. Yeah. Nita has basically put herself in the corner with the stew.
She's on timeout. Okay. What is the crow doing? I'm staying at the door and kind of looking at everything, super skeptical about this whole situation. What is the crow doing?
The crow is also he's also standing close to you. Seem to be doing the same thing of, looking around.
I'm not going to look at him. I'm just going to keep looking around. I'm going to kind of out of the corner of my mouth. Do you want me to ask him for a straw? For your stew?
He looks at you.
Not going to look at him.
I am all right. Thank you. Are the rest of you, Finn, after scooping Anita her bowl, offers the rest of you?
I would take a bowl, but carefully sniffing it not like blindly digging in, just like seeing, do I smell anything that shouldn't be in there? That's like, do you want to do something?
You can roll me a hmm, perception or survival.
I'll go. It's basically the same. So survival, 21.
Wow.
Okay.
I know my food.
You do know your food. As you kind of eat away, or you kind of poke around and you smell very tempting stew. Um, it seems like normal vegetables and, you know, spices. You're not sure what meat this is, which is weird.
Okay. I'll turn around to Finn. Good sir, what kind of stew is that? It smells really delicious.
He turns and offering a bowl to Indris as he does.
Yeah, he takes it, but gets back to rubbing his feet.
It says, "Ah, well, it's dear, my sister. She's currently out right now. She does all the hunting and brings stuff back, and I put it together. Why is it not good?
It smells good. Would I know or be sure if that is deer or not? After carefully tasting.
It doesn't really taste like any deer that you've had before."
Okay.
I think Edward's gonna keep a poker face on. He's pretty hungry.
Yes, and after Finn turns back and puts on the bowl and walks up to you, Edward says, "Come, sit down. There's no need to be a stranger. I'm just stand by the door."
Oh no, I just want to make sure we help your sister carry anything in when she gets back that she might need a hand with. It would be rude of us to, come in, my friend with his birthday mask on, and me with the cold I have. I don't want to bring it into your place of, where you live.
Come now, we're hardy folk, and my sister's much stronger than I am. She's able to do whatever she needs to do.
15. Thank you so much. You're very generous. I'm gonna get some air. I'm gonna walk outside for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna go outside and cough.
Go ahead and cough a bit.
Yeah.
All of you can kind of hear, that coughing.
And Nita gets more suspicious as she slowly fills up her bowl one more time, like with the ladle, and starts eating again.
Yeah. It's very filling. And it's nice to have a warm meal after, going off with berries and the occasional squirrel, rabbit, whatever else. And I said, stories first. Well, I'm sure all of you are quite some interesting folks. What takes you around here to the forest?
I'm going to find my mom.
Your mother?
Uh,
You were separated?
yeah. But she said, if we ever get separated, you go to Arcapri. That's where the people are that can help.
What I've heard as well, I hope that you do find your mother, little one. Not good to be without family,
Mm-hmm.
As she
And
just slowly goes back to eating and waiting if she gets asked again.
I'm just looking for knowledge, things about maybe healing, maybe controlling some anger issues, and finding out more. I'm traveling the lands just to learn and see. There's so many interesting things out there.
A noble cause indeed.
I'm looking for help for my friends. They're in need of medicine, I guess, and probably a doctor.
Again, a noble cause. And looks like that you're helping this little one too.
Oh, yes, as far as I can.
He gives a smile. Looks up at the crow. But and the crow kind of, even though you can't see its face, she's giving off vibes of don't talk to me.
So, Finn, have you lived here all your life?
Well, not all my life. I actually used to be over in, the cities. Then, wasn't the best life for me and my sister, and so we decided to try to make our own. And, well, settled here and was able to set a house up. It's where we lived ever since.
Do you
Just
know?
you.
Oh, sorry.
Just you and your sister?
Yeah, just you, just me and my sister. Family's all you need.
Do you know how long from here it is to Arkenberry if we travel on?
Yeah, from Markenberry. If you're going to be willing to go through the swamp, you'll be able to get there in about 2-3 days, I think.
And around the swamp?
Uh, well, I don't go there very often. From what Lynn has told me, you'd have to add another few days on top of that.
I'm giving the crow the eye, just like, this is getting longer and longer.
He's still standing, arms kind of crossed. And, Edward, as you finish another coughing fit, and kind of wipe that blood away, you see a woman approaching. You see the bow and arrow across her back. As
Does she see me? Sorry, does she see me?
Yeah, she seems to see you.
Okay.
Doesn't make any signs of aggression, just kind of nods her head.
Just need to know if there was a chance to hide. If she didn't see me, then I would do so. But if she saw me, then no need to hide. Yeah, just finish and hide my dirty deed, and just kind of stretch out my back. Oh yes, it's beautiful weather. Mm-hmm. Do you need a hand with anything?
You notice that she doesn't have anything with her other than her weapons, and she just shakes her head.
Tough hunting out there, huh?
She inclines her head. And she heads towards the door, opening it and kind of turning as if to ask whether you're going to enter in as well.
Oh, I'm just getting some air first. I'll be in then. I'm a bit under the weather.
Nods. And the rest of you see this woman enter in, and Finn kind of perks up and says, "Ah, Lynn." Uh, kind of notices that she doesn't seem to have anything with her. Uh, don't worry about it. Just sit down and get you some food. Oh, do any of you want a drink? I've got a bit of a apple moonshine if that's to any of your tastes.
At this point, you can hear Nida, who's just like got the bowl in her face, where she's just like slurping up like the rest of the go, like. Just...
What's moonshine?
A drink now for you, little one.
Oh,
I do have apple juice though.
is that like moonshine?
They're both made out of apples.
Okay. Yes, please.
Looks at the rest of you. Moonshine?
Not for me, thank you.
I'd prefer water, thank you.
Very well. And he scoops out a bowl for Lynn, and who eats silently as he gets some drinks. And just hands it out. And of course, everyone, this is my sister. Excuse her, she can't talk. Unfortunately, on our way out of the city, and with what she was doing before, her tongue was cut out. And Lynn kind of just shrugs. Continues eating.
Indris looks shocked, but doesn't say anything. Starts rubbing his feet again.
After eating, I would probably see if I know anything that would help Indris with his feet.
Sure, yeah. You roll that medicine check.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. You know a few things that would, you have a couple of salves to help, reduce the swelling eventually.
I don't know what happens. I mean, I train every day on my feet, and this never happened. Maybe a bee got me or something. I don't know.
We don't know what is in this woods here, so I will try whatever I can to help that he will be able to get back into his shoes.
Yeah. Thank you.
As you do this, Finn starts to kind of gather up the empty dishes, and T needs to. You have quite the appetite, little one.
She's not too sure what to say. If anything, would she be suspicious of them as well as the whole group?
No, just your companions.
Yeah, just my companions. Okay, that's good to know.
So it's really good. It tastes nice. Can I have some more? Only if it's going. I mean, I've been told I shouldn't ask for more, but I thought I'd ask because I don't know how long I'm going to be out there, and it tastes really, really good, and there seems to be a lot of it. And can I have some?
I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it. I will certainly pack up a bowl for you for the road.
She's like finishing bowl 3.
Yeah,
apparently.
He kind of like he pats you on the head.
And she sort of doesn't know how to take it originally.
Okay,
And she just pats his arm, like pats his head, but does it. She's not too sure why he's doing it, so she pats his hand on her head. Like,
oh, that's really cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he steps out, just pokes his head out of the door. Are you all right there?
Then we're just had the back of his back like up against the outside wall right beside the door. Oh, yes, feeling a lot better now that I got some air. Thank you.
Sure you don't want any food or anything? Drink?
No, no, drinks are okay, and um, uh, kind of roll an insight on this guy, like
Oh yeah, sure.
over a long period of observing and skepticism, maybe to.
Yes.
Yeah, halfling will just go straight to the food, so I'm glad someone has. 'Cause- yeah.
Okay. As you kind of, you watch him, and you've been kind of, watching him and his behavior and how you talk. He seems friendly enough. That is true. There is a gut feeling that there's something unusual about how eager and he's been. And now that as he's talking to you, there's this kind of underlying anxiousness that you're not coming inside.
Yeah, they've been pressing it pretty hard. Yeah, like I said, I'm just very sick, and every time I go inside, it tends to get worse. So I'm old. I'm hanging out here. I appreciate all you've done for them and the child especially, and thank you. I just feel better if I just flop down out here. I'm gonna play off to be like a little worse for wear than I am.
Yeah. He kind of he looks and kind of nods and right. Well, if you need anything, just let me know. Um, and he does step outside to pick up the axe that had been kind of just discarded on the ground and brings it inside. Looks like it's gonna rain later. Don't want to be leaving this out there.
Yes, it may very well.
And he steps back inside.
When he goes in, I get my crossbow ready.
How long have we been here, roughly?
It's been about, half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Resting. And you see Finn walk in with the axe, and steps into one of the bedrooms. With a bit of a excuse me for a second.
Because Nida only really trusts this guy and the woman at the moment, she's actually quite confident and strolls over with her little apple juice.
What are you doing?
Stroll up to the bedroom door.
Yeah. She's like,
Sorry, I don't know how much I can trust the people I'm with, so I thought I'd come see what you're doing.
Yeah, the door is like mostly closed, but there's still a gap. It says, "Oh well, just putting some things away, cleaning up a bit."
Oh, okay.
and she just sort of turns and pulls the door slightly shut, but then she will just like nosily peer through anyway.
Okay.
Because she doesn't want to seem rude, but she wants to know.
Yeah, you peer in. And you see Finn's back turned towards you, the axe laid out onto the bed. And he seems to be muttering something. And you kind of have one, you kind of have the one eye just enough around. An energy seems to glimmer across him. And you've heard stories of magic before, but you've never really seen it up close like this.
And she sort of gasps, but quickly like covers her mouth, and she backs away, and she'll actually probably try and find Edward. And she walks outside and pulls the door to and looks at Edward. She's like,
Right. I know you don't trust me, and I don't trust you, and you're probably plotting something terrible, and we need to walk to Arkenbury, but the place is terrifying, and everything's weird. The only thing that's good right now is the stew, and apparently the guy in there can do some sort of weird glowy thing, and I don't know what that is, but I feel like I should tell someone.
I'm gonna look down at her with surprise that she came out, and like jerk my crossbow. I'm not going to kill you. This is not what it looks like.
she's sort of like holding her rapier, like the hilt, like.
Yeah, when she said she don't trust any of us, this is no, I don't trust that guy. And you said that he shimmers. He's glowing.
In the other room, like it's like a woof woof woof,
And then it's like, and then she's like trying to describe things with her arms. It makes no sense. So she's like,
he put the axe down on the bed, and then he turned around, and he didn't think I was looking, but I was looking. I know I shouldn't have been looking. Mum always said not to look. And then the woof like shimmer went across him.
Okay. This is very important. Did his sister see you seeing him?
I don't think so. I mean, I could ask.
You probably shouldn't do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And maybe nothing. Maybe murderous intent. So.
Murderous intent.
Like, she's a bit louder now.
Yes. Yes, it was a great book written by a great author. Okay, listen. We're going to play a not game, okay? We're going to pretend like this is not a game. Go in with Cassie and Idris, real close to them, okay? It's your job. It's your job to let them know if something happens that's scary, okay?
But how do we know that they know that we don't know that? Like, how do we know to trust them?
Like, this thing is not worn off yet. She's still like,
oh my. Okay.
How do we know they're not one of them? I mean, I met them in the woods, like.
I used to be good at this.
Not that long ago.
Okay, you don't have to trust them or me. Trust the fact that that guy's kind of scary too. Okay?
So they're all scary.
No, you're still on the fence about your friends. And me. Okay, that's okay. I understand that. I'm fucking creepy sometimes too. I understand. Okay, we're good. I'm just saying, look, man, okay, I've had better days. Okay.
Well, it's okay, because you said you'll die soon, so if you do anything bad, it's gonna be soon.
That is optimism for you. Great. Good thinking. I'm going to go and check and see if what you said is true. Okay. I believe you, but children see things that adults don't. So I'm going to make sure that what you saw is what I would see. And then if something gets scary real quick, then you tell your friends to fix it.
Okay.
I used to pay someone to fix that for me. He's not around anymore. Okay, so your friends can help fix it. Okay.
Okay.
And she's sort of looking at him with his like crossbow or short bow, whatever it is he has. She's like,
shaking a little bit.
He's like, should I get my rapier out?
Not yet. Only if something scary happens.
I know.
And she's got a short bow on her back, and she pulls out one of the arrows and just snaps it in half and conceals like one end with the arrow right up her sleeve. She's like,
okay.
And she walks in like with her arm like this, because it's straight, and she's sort of trying to.
I'm gonna
see you in there.
And she tries to like shuffle in as fully as possible.
Oh, sweet child.
And she will just sort of shuffle over to Cassie. mattress.
I'm gonna need like a like a
Subtlety roll.
stealth check, please. If you
No.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just see a child make a shank.
13.
Okay. Yeah, you shuffle back in. You see Lynn has kind of, and with the rest of you, it's just a quiet moment. Hear some murmuring of conversation outside. Lynn has stood up and is putting the dishes, her dishes into the sink alongside any of the glasses. Not saying a word. So her back is towards you as you shuffle in.
Just slide in.
Just slide towards between Cassie and Indris.
And she'll just do as she's told. She'll just stand quietly between them. She won't say anything to them.
I would just look to her.
Yeah,
Is
me too.
Edward okay?
Yep, he's fine. He's not nervous at all.
How about you?
I'm all good.
And she's not looking at either of you. She can't help but stare at the door, not at where like the handle is, but like at the corner down at the bottom. She doesn't want to make eye contact with anyone.
So you're basically staring at the crow's feet.
Yeah,
because he's still kind of.
yeah.
Edward's gonna wait about 30 seconds or so and then walk in. Give Flynn time to do whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
Or get in the middle of it at least.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in.
Okay. And is Lynn still doing cleaning up?
Yeah, Lynn's he's be cleaning up and moving removing the cauldron from the hearth.
Okay. I'm gonna take a deep breath, or as deep of one as I can get without accruing a coughing fit, and walk across the room and go finish opening that door, the bedroom door.
Okay.
Just straight march, not stealthily, but not trying not to be too loud.
Yeah. You walk with confidence up to the door. And as you place your hand on the handle to open it, it opens. You're a bit of surprise as your momentum doesn't meet where you think it's going to be. And you see Finn with, instead of a jovial smile, a wicked-looking grin upon his face. The axe hefted onto his shoulders.
Okay, just standing there, like weird smile.
It's kind of he has this weird smile, but there's a bit of surprise as, comes face to face with you.
So he's not doing anything creepy. He's just standing there. I mean, well, that's creepy, but he's just standing. He's not like
started swinging.
Yeah.
Currently it's just it's that moment of like recognizing what the situation is, of like, oh, there's a person here, kind of.
Okay. Shit. I was hoping for definitive I should shoot this guy. But if he's just creepy, I mean, he does live out here in Murder Woods, so all right. So sorry, I was looking for the restroom.
I'm sure you were.
Yes, which one? Is it the other room? I mean, there's only one, right?
He kind of says, I could show you the way. It's just outside.
I'm going to back up. Not turn around, but I'm going to back up. Smile. And back up through the living area.
And he kind of follows leisurely.
Okay.
And as as you guys get back into the main living space, You see Finn kind of roll his shoulder again, the axe, raise his hands and mutters some strange words as the floor underneath your feet, as you kind of step back, seems to become slippery, as if grease had been spilled across it. And as he does that, Lynn turns from the dishes and, taking the shield off her back, goes and just bashes the crow.
I don't think we need anything from Mina with the moment someone attacking someone. That would be, at least for Cassie, the moment to grab her warhammer and to just jump up.
Okay.
Yep.
And with that, let's someone roll some initiative, shall we?
God, I'm so bad at this.
Since I'm holding a shot, am I allowed to let that go at
Yes.
dude?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, this was a surprise round in a sense, and so you were allowed to act as well.
Okay.
And then, oof, God, Lynn, please. All right.
Yeah, nobody's within 5 feet. Nobody's within 5 feet of him, are they?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Just you.
I'm within 5 feet. Okay. Well,
Oh.
good. Then I would at disadvantage, and I'm assuming an 18 still hits him.
18 will still hit Finn as you loose your bolt into him.
As I shoot him, I'm just kind of teetering on slight, just teetering a little bit with the sanity. So as I'm kind of scared of him, and as he gets close enough, like real close, I'm just gonna let the bolt go and be like, the Heartless Man, and then shoot and try to figure out why I said that. But yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Just shoot him in the chest or arm or whatever I get him.
Yeah. As the bolt reaches him, there's kind of a glimmer of arcane energy, but it just slips past through it as this bolt embeds right into the meat between his shoulder and his chest. Cries out in pain. Okay. So with that, let us go to the initiative order. So Nita, you're up first.
Nita, seeing this reaction, immediately sort of springs upwards and jumps, pulling out her rapier, and tries to almost sort of just jump. She's not very tall, obviously, but she sort of tries to slide between the legs and just try to take out his legs with her rapier. So I will roll that, hopefully.
Okay. Grease.
No, she won't.
No. Unfortunately, not. As
No.
you kind of slip.
I keep going.
Yeah. You slip. And you're gonna make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. It's a 13.
Yeah, you managed to kind of stop yourself from falling down. As you slide on the suddenly slippery floor. All right. Edward, you've just moved in a bolt into this guy.
Yes. Can I tell if this walking on this floor is going to cause me issues? Am I in that area, wherever this stuff was?
Yeah, you think it's gonna make it a little more difficult to navigate.
Okay. I'm going to who was Nita? I'm sorry, who was Nita? Who were you attacking?
I attack the main guy. I attack Finn.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so Finn, Lynn, Blinn, they all.
Finn and Lynn.
Yeah. Okay, so bonus action disengage and try to backstep through this stuff. Is that a deck save or something?
Yes.
Okay. 11?
Unfortunately, as you slip and fall straight onto your back, knocking what little wind you have out of you. You are technically prone.
Okay, so can I use my other half or my half of my movement to get up? Or am I stuck prone?
You can. I believe you can. Let me just double check on this spell. No, yeah, you can stand up.
Okay, stand up and try to imagine the nastiness on my back and continue trying to move away. The couple feet that I can must.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to get out the way. With the rest of your movement.
Okay, so only a few feet away. All right, do the best I can and try to shoot him again.
Okay.
Let's see here.
$11, unfortunately. This time, as you shoot, you watch as that rippling energy just kind of bounces off. And the smile on his face has returned.
It's very unsettling. Cassie, Indris, this is what you guys like to do, right? I'm going to vomit, if you don't mind. Take care of this mean man. Look over at the crow getting his face bashed in.
Yeah.
I know that's unfortunate, but oh well. Okay.
Right.
That's all I can do.
Idris,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
I would like to help Edward, and so I get up and try to reach Finn and punch him in the face.
All right, go ahead.
So I can do 2 attacks.
Yes,
So I click.
Yep. You
Yeah.
can.
That's the first.
Whoa!
Is that a good start? Oh yes, critical hit.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can roll that other one.
Attack first. Yeah, fine by me. Second one.
A 9 will not, but in the actual the chat box, if you click punches underneath the nat 20, it'll roll the damage for you.
Yeah. This one.
So, as you get up into his space, damn, you get up into his space and you just sock him.
And I would like to take my bonus action to punch him a 3rd time.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh wow, that's surreal. That's probability for you. Let's
Punch him
see.
again.
Yes.
Don't make the elf angry.
Damn. Okay. Whew.
Why is it +1?
Because it's rolling.
It's
doing
2
the
die.
additional crit damage.
Okay.
Oh man. Whew. Okay. Yeah, she is surprised at the sudden person in his space.
Oh,
And
do I need to roll a dex save as well for the slippery?
you will and roll one after. Yeah, roll a dex save now.
Okay.
And you manage to get that first punch in straight into his face. And although you kind of feel that resistance, that magical resistance, you push through it and punch him. The second time he blocks it with his the butt of his axe, but he's not prepared for the third one as you just once again sock him right in the sternum. He lets out a wheeze, and you manage to stay on your feet.
Nice.
Kick his ass, happy feet. Yay!
Okay, it is. It is the triplets' turns. So, all right. Finn is.
It's funny. Did you just say triplets?
She did.
Uh, Finn, with you and you're in up in his face. He holds. He kind of does this for a moment, and then he holds out his hand and into it. As this cloud of greenish dust blows straight into your face. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Yes, coming right up.
Very nice. Okay, so you're going to take half of 11 points of damage. So you're going to take 6 points of damage.
6 poison damage.
As this poison kind of settles into your face. And you cough most of it out, but some of it's still kind of eating into you.
Indris is on point. Yeah.
Yeah, Indris is doing good. Lynn is going to bash the crow again. Which is, yeah. The crow does get bashed again. And the crow is not doing hot. But he manages to stay on his feet. So you hear this as like Lynn once again, bam, with her shield. All right. It is Cassie's turn.
I would run over and try to grapple Lynn from behind. Just
Okay.
like trying to hold her because I'm still not like, I don't want to hurt someone. And basically yelling to the rest, what the hell is happening?
All right. You can roll an athletics check. It'll be opposed athletics.
Okay, athletics.
They're bad people. Just bad people.
God. Yeah. You managed to hold on to. You managed to grapple around Lynn as she pulls up the shield again.
And I would pull her back to, basically get off of the crow.
Okay.
That's a mighty girl. Well, both of them. But
Yeah, you drag her away.
I would carefully try to move towards the door, but avoiding the slippery whatever happened there.
Oh, thankfully you're that's close. That's further in.
Okay.
So basically, if you're trying to get to the exterior door, there's no problem. You're right there.
Okay. I will not go outside, but I will stay close there. And I would probably, I don't know if I'm allowed to do your decision. Could I grab? I don't even have a knife. Jesus Christ, I'm badly screwed. I will take a javelin because it's still pointy and can hurt, and just hold it to her neck and just like stop this nonsense and see what happens.
Okay. She's definitely struggling against you.
I will try to hold on.
Yeah. You can hold on to her for now, so you're good.
Good. That's my turn.
Okay. The crow at this point kind of, steadies himself upwards. Some of the wounds on his chest have reopened, having been bashed. And he kind of like shakes his head a bit, and seeing what you're doing, he also kind of prepares, pulls out a couple of he pulls out a rapier and then kind of like seems to be prepared if Lynn does anything, helping you, Cassie. As this chaos happens, Nita, having kind of, skittered and not successfully attacking this guy, you're the one who notices, huh, there's a trap door under the table. As it creaks open. And a person leaps out with a axe and goes to attack you.
Does he look like the other two?
There's a bit of a familial resemblance.
Genetically speaking.
That Nita will notice just because Nita's right there. Okay, so a 20 and a 12, Nita.
20 does hit.
Okay.
12 does not.
Okay. Cool. So that is 9 points of slashing damage. As you are just as this cleaver within this person's hand just carves into you. And
she sort of yells out at that. She will scream.
Yeah. And there's this kind of like sense of not all of this was just from the cleaver, but something. It's almost as if the blade sucked a bit of your life force out of you. Yep. Fun times. It's the triplets. All right. Nita, it is your turn now.
After this happening, and probably like hitting her, she, for the first time ever, she's probably just really angry at this. Like, she's just like, I was eating dinner and these people have ruined it and everything I thought was going well, and I'm going to use my nat 20 and attack.
Nice.
Back. So I'm just going to roll the thingy first.
All right, a 15
damage.
A 15
twice.
will hit.
Okay.
With 11 piercing damage. That's
Like, she just swipes. Like, she sort of screams back at this person. At first it was a scream of "ow, I'm hurt," and now it's a scream of "I've had enough. I'm so done." Like, she's yelling, "I've been in the woods. I've been in the..." She's listing off everything.
The woods, yeah. Water, and I wasn't allowed to get the honey.
I finally had like this, and I wasn't allowed moonshine, and then she just tries to run this person through.
Oh, so sweetheart. Sweet Bab. All right. Cool. And as you do this, like this person is speaking gibberish. And at first it seemed to be this gleeful, like dinner. But as you poked back and screamed back at him, he kind of looks confused. He wasn't expecting dinner to fight back. Edward.
Okay, super loud here. So yeah, Edward's gonna kind of lose his shit and yeah, gonna kind of lose his shit and run, put down his crossbow and run over with his rapier and stab the guy who's cleaving the child. So
yeah, he can go and cleave the child. The thing that's dealing with cleaving with the child. Yep. All right. Do all that. A 22 will hit. As you jab into. Very nice. Yeah, you just plunge your rapier into the back of this thing. Again, let's have this kind of gibbering cry as it turns and sees you. Um, cool.
Yeah, there's sneak attack damage. I didn't have it programmed in.
But yeah, that is, yeah, you definitely get it. Certainly surprised as you jab into him. Awesome. Uh, cool. Indris, this guy that you've just socked in the face a couple times looked like he's barely standing.
Okay, and Edward has changed to the other guy, right? So I guess I will try to finish this one off. And this time, first attack will be a kick with my swollen feet to the face.
Yeah. Go. Attack to the face.
Did something happen? Nope. Why not?
Come on, roll 20. Sometimes roll 20 just, it's decides
click
to
it.
not show
Yeah.
the rules. Roll 20, please.
Wait, what? Nothing happens?
Yeah, sometimes it's slow on processing things.
Ah, okay. Maybe then it will roll twice now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or shall I do manually?
Because
nothing happened.
Here, let me see if I.
Oh,
well,
now
there it is.
there they are. So I guess I can use both because I will punch him twice anyway.
Yeah, that. Well, yeah.
Okay, so do both hit?
Both do hit, and no matter what damage you do,
It's going down.
How would you like to take down this?
Okay, so first attack was like a high kick to the side of his head.
Okay.
Then when he like leans to the other side, my let's say the right leg, the left leg kicked him on his side of the face. Then the right hand punches him. The head goes into the fist.
Very nice. And there's kind of a sound of a as if something snapped. Perhaps it was his face, or perhaps it was his neck.
Cool.
As he crumpled to the ground.
All right, and I guess I will turn around and move.
Okay.
To who looks the most in need of help? Or the little one, or?
Yeah, little one has this has Edward helping, but it's the creature that has an axe, a cleaver in its hands.
Okay, so I guess, but the crow has Cassie helping, so I guess I will also help our little one and move over there.
Okay.
And we'll do patient defense, is it called, right?
Yes, patient defense.
So that I have a better AC if he tries to attack me.
Very nice. All right. So, first, Lynn is going to try to get out of your grasp, Cassie. So roll another athletics check, please.
Let's see. Oh, Jesus. Yes.
Oh!
Nice.
No, she's not.
Yeah, there's a moment where she almost seems to be out of your grasp, but you just tighten and hold on to her. Judd is going to turn and sink the cleaver into Edward with a nat 1. And try that again with a 14.
Oh, let me take a look here. Yes. My mic is on. AC is 15.
Yeah, so you just managed to move out of the way, and you kind of you feel the slicing of the air.
You stabbed a child, you sick pig. Don't touch me. I tell it to
All right.
everyone, just don't touch me.
All right, Cassie.
I'm definitely angry now because they hurt the kid. It's good that we have Nita there because those are the triggers I think most of us need. Like, oh God, not the kid. Since I'm standing next to the door, is the door open or is it closed?
The door will be easily opened if you need to.
Well, but opening it would I would just basically try to shove Lynn into a corner when none of my companions is, like get away from me, and
Okay.
then go into a rage and stomp forward to the guy who hurt our dear little halfling.
Okay.
Shoving her away, would I still get an attack?
Yep, you definitely still get an attack.
Oh, then 2 attacks basically. So Warhammer out.
Mm-hmm.
Two-handed. Number 1.
That will hit.
And number 2.
That will also
Nice.
hit.
So damage. And you need to add 2. It's not adding my rage damage.
That's fine.
So 10. And the second one is then a 6.
Okay, yeah, you just go and you just bring this warhammer down upon him. How do you kill this guy?
Just full force hammer down on his skull.
Yeah, so Indris and Edward, as you were standing there trying to help Nita with this creature, there's a sudden as air displacement as Warhammer comes down and bashes this guy head in twice. And Nita, you being basically underneath this guy, there's this kind of spray of blood and gore, and
It just goes. She's not happy about it, but she's just keeping her eyes closed and trying not to see anything.
as this person crumples to the ground. Okay. The crow is going to go towards Lynn, and taking the rapier is going to try to attack her.
Attack her means me?
He's attacking Lynn right now.
Okay. Okay.
So, crow. What can you do? Quite a bit, apparently. Nope. 14 wills. God damn. Yeah, as he just stabs Lynn with the rapier. And there's, again, that kind of wordless grunt from her. Okay, Nita.
Nita will use her nat 20 and jump up and swipe at Lynn, now covered in blood. Like, probably just looks like a proper little ball of mess. And she's just losing it a little bit. So
Yes, you
I'll
run
use a
and-
nat 20, but I will roll the rapier just so that I've got stuff. Oh, it's 20 anyway.
So, okay. Damn. All right. Yeah. How do you kill Lynn?
I think Nida is she's climbing up off of the floor. She's covered in blood. She can see, like, maybe the food that has been upturned, the drinks have been upturned, everything that was nice is just not okay. And she runs screaming towards this person and just pulls out her rapier and slashes and closes her eyes as she does it.
Yeah, and there's a moment of silence as Lynn crumpled to the floor.
And Nita just wipes her eyes where there's obviously like blood on her face. She's just wiping
Blood
it
and
see
viscera.
just stuff. And she's like, and she goes and walks straight outside and slams the front door.
Everett's gonna run after, pulling something out of his pack as he goes and open the door that just got shut in his face.
Yeah,
Open it back up. Child, look here for a second. She's got
like, what? She just turns around.
You've got organs here. I have these wipes.
I know.
Just give me a sec. And pull these special wipes out, which is press the digitation and like wipe her down real quick.
Yeah, like you're just wiping her face. She lets you. She doesn't. She looks like she's about to cry, but she's too angry to cry more than anything. So she just lets you, and she's got like this bottom lip going like. She just lets you do it.
It's okay. It's okay. Just get all this nastiness off you, and you're a normal child. You didn't just kill a man. You're good. Everything's good. Good. No. We'll get everybody and we'll leave. We'll leave right now.
I just wanted stew. And now I don't know what that was even made out of. And I don't want to know.
Just squirrel. Just pure squirrel. 100% squirrel.
4 bows of it, Ed. 4 bows.
2 squirrels. You ate 2 squirrels. I'm sure they felt no pain.
Squirrels. And she's just repeating the word squirrel over and over again as she sits on like if there's a porch, she'll sit on it. Just.
I'll pop back inside and tell the crow to get out there with her, and then come help Cassie and Indris with whatever they need.
Yeah, the crow kind of just kind of. Right, I'll look after the child. Stand up and limps a little.
Inside, when this ends, you would see Cassie still angry and still wanting to hit something. She would just hit the table with full bonk, and then slowly comes down and just like taking a breath and just like.
Yeah, there is blood and viscera across, and the cauldron of stew had been knocked over.
One scary turtle lady. Oof.
When Edward is back in, I'm looking at him and I'm asking, why did he attack you all of a sudden? What happened there?
He was just a bad man and was trying to have us for dinner.
You think they wanted to eat us?
Judging by the redneck that jumped out of the floor, yes, I'm guessing that they did want to indeed eat us. Yes.
Oh my God.
You can poke around the house if you'd like.
Nita is staying outside.
Cassie will grab the shield from Lynn and will keep it for herself if it's still in one piece, which I think it probably.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's good make.
I guess Indris will take a look around, yeah. Especially for food and maybe also some, but not meat, not meat, but for food and maybe supplies of any kind.
Okay. Yeah. You can start searching around. Edward, what would you like to do?
Yes, same thing. Search for vegetables, medical supplies, and make sure there's no sign of children or prisoners here, or in the basement.
All right. So, as you go around first the main floor, you search through. It's not 20. Hot damn. Okay. You
Oh. Yeah, we've lost Kiana a little bit. She'll be back in a second.
Yeah, she'll be.
So I love how much we're just
as
like
well. And you
vegetables.
also
Almost back.
Almost back, almost back. But yes, definitely not meat, please.
So what do you think, Alice? What do you think? It's been a while since you gamed with Kiana. How's that going?
It is exactly what I expected. It is. I love it. I love it. There's always going to be a cannibal, or this is mainly why when I say to Kiana, I'm like, I'm going to play a child in your games. I want to see what happens. So, yes.
You have to have a child in a horror scenario, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, Scrap has, I've seen, said regularly that he distrusts all of my child characters in all of the games I run now, because I did a whole series of horror and it was all children, and everyone was like, nope.
No.
I trust nothing anymore. So I think I've given Scrat a little bit of a phobia of children in that, I guess. But yeah.
It's great whenever there's only one child. So then like all the adults are trying to figure out how to act around this one child. If it's all children, they can just fumble around and get away with anything because they're all kids. But
yeah. When it's just one, they're like, do we protect it? Is it capable? Is it scary? Is it like, there's so many questions to ask.
And as you just put it, it's considered an it. Like one child is considered a what do we do with it? How do we act around it?
Like, literally, do we behave? Do we swear? Do we kill things? Has this child seen death before? I don't know. This one had not. Well, it seen death. It hadn't killed anyone, so that was more the issue there. But yeah, so
you got front row seats. That she definitely knows what death is now.
Oh yeah. She I mean, she came from a village that was basically destroyed by the blood plague, so she saw a lot of death. It just wasn't anything. Nothing was attacked, if you see what I mean. It was literally all done from illness. So this is the first one where she's come from a place where, yes, you go around to people's houses for dinner. Yes, you everyone's lovely. It's really sad that they all died from this plague or whatever. This was her first encounter of, oh, I can't trust these people. So yeah, sort of 8-9 years old. It's a bit.
But she learned that she can defend herself a little bit.
Yeah, I think
that's a good
something
thing.
like her parents probably taught her. Her parents probably taught her that, and then it was more the adrenaline rush that made her do it, not skill. Just pure aggression and anger from it all.
I'm so sorry.
We were talking about vegetables. The vegetables that Ed may find.
All the vegetables.
Just vegetables.
Yeah, you guys rolled really well on that. I'm so sorry, my internet decided. Nah. All right. Yeah, you find this powder. Ed,
We have sorry to interrupt, but the overlay since you switched positions is all jacked up. Just to let you know. Scrap.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll hop on that.
Yeah, powder which you think is magical of some form or can perform magical abilities. Identify particularly. And as both of you go through, you find as you kind of, and then all the books and such, journals and homemade cookbooks, denoting some of Finn's favorite recipes for cooking humans.
This is disgusting. I'm done. There's no prisoners. Any
So
veggies? We're good.
if you peek through the latch, you find a tiny, almost no bigger than a closet room with a pile of blankets, ratty blankets for a bed.
He must have been the youngest. The youngest gets the crappiest room.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of whatever was in that stew was not something that you really want to know. But your imagination kind of fills in the blanks.
Good. Nita doesn't have to see these books. Anything else, Cassie, Indris, before we can get out of here?
Not
I'm
for
good.
me. Is everyone okay, or does anyone need a bit of healing?
We'll take a look at the child as soon as we get out of this death box.
I guess probably around here we're safer. Afterwards, we will have to look out for the wildness outside again.
I took one hit with the axe. So if you could look at it, I hope it wasn't poisoned. You never know.
I will take the time to look at it. So, medicine check.
I'm gonna guess not poisoned. I don't think they'd want to poison their meal.
Probably not. A 15.
He seems fine. It's almost there might have been something,
Okay.
but Indris's body was able to kind of fight off.
And
Cassie.
just thinking about who else took damage, I would look. Is the crow still with us? No, it's outside with Nita, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nida took some damage as well.
Edward took damage as well, right? No? Okay. Then I would step outside basically and have a look, kneeling in front of Nita, just like looking at her. And I would definitely use a healer's kit on Nita. And also on the crow, to be honest, because he was already hurt and now he's more hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure will have a headache.
Yeah. So what does it says? I'll just click here, then you can read it as well. So as an action, you can spend 1 use. I have 10 uses and restore 1d6 plus 4. Okay.
Very nice.
Roll that. 1d6 plus 4. I will roll it once. That's for Nita.
Right. So yeah, Nita, you're bandaged up a bit.
The second one for the crow. 7.
Nita's sort of not hugging her knees, but literally leaning forward onto them and just staring out into the forest. Like she's had her face, obviously, and everything wiped clean by Ed, but like it's in her clothes, it's in everything else. She's just.
I would try to just chit chat, to be lighthearted, just to be a bit around her. And I would probably, just to keep her distracted, give her. Cassie's wearing a long, colorful striped scarf, and she would just wrap it around the little one, just like, you are safe here now, and you did very well inside there.
And she sort of just holds the edges of it and she sort of retreats into it a little bit, but you can still see her eyes. She's like looking out.
The crow kind of he nods his thanks to you, Cassie. I see as you were helping him, getting that kind of strange, almost seamless integration of the mask into his skin, but that's almost where the bleeding happens. As if it's been when he got hit, as if it almost ripped away.
Okay. We'll make a mental note to find out more about things like him. And just see if the rest is ready to move on.
The crow will kind of place a hand on Nita's shoulders. I'm sorry, small one.
Well, it's not your fault. Why are you sorry?
No child should see such things.
She just sort of like agrees as that sort of it just nods in agreement.
I have seen much in my days, and even this is memorable.
Seems a bit somber out there. Edward's walking out with interest, patting him on the back. You really kicked his ass. That was very nice. Very well done.
Yep.
Thank you. I was, yeah. Seems it was a good day for me. Well, as good as it gets in these circumstances.
I about shit myself. You guys held your own. You were very capable fighters.
Yes, it seems we are able to survive here. Let's hope the swamp isn't even worse than this was.
Yes.
Or do you think we should circumnavigate that swamp?
We just need to get out of here and back to civilization. Whatever the quickest way is that. Thankfully, we have our master navigator up there. I'm sure he can lead us through the rest.
Yeah, let's hope.
The crow kind of nods. If we wish to get to Arkin very quickly, then it will have to be through the swamp. We have to be on our toes, though. Many things linger upon these forests, as you've seen.
Was I able to put my shoes back on, or my
Yeah,
feet
your
still
feet, the swelling has kind of gone down enough to put the shoes back on.
Okay. Well, Cassie, it seems yourselves did the job. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And means that Nida is also again trusting more in us, at least generally. Maybe not through whatever
After everything that
happened,
happened,
but
she's sort of trusting you more because you guys didn't try to eat her. So she's sort of like, okay. And she sort of stands up, and because the scarf probably trails along the floor a little bit, she sort of tucks it under her arms, almost like a little, and then pulls it over and hooks it on and just tucks her pack into the bag. So,
Okay.
as she starts to walk.
Cassie, you may want to say, Cassie, you may want to carry her when the swamp comes. You're the only one who's really fit for it.
yeah, no problem.
Don't want her falling in something icky.
If Nida is okay with it.
That she waves off at phone.
I'll be fine.
And just keeps on walking. She won't be fine, but yeah.
Adults will roll their eyes as usual. And
All right. You wander back into the forest. And as you delve in once more, another night befalls upon all of you. And you are hit with a sudden wave of fatigue. All of you feel this. the witching hour starts to arrive. And do you try to fight through it or set camp?
Are we
Oh,
in the
God.
swamp?
You are not in the swamp, but you are. The crow tells you you're not too far away from it now.
Probably rest before we enter the swamp.
Agreed.
Yeah, just too tired to do anything else.
So you settle in again.
Mhm.
And even just as you start to take first watch, you kind of feel that fatigue almost taking over you. You kind of have to shake your head a bit to try to stay awake. As the witching hour arrives and all of you pass out. And you are haunted by another vision. Rather, you're watching Edward's vision. Edward, you find yourself back in Smuggler's Run. You're running away from the writhing mass of the plague-touched undead. And you see the portcullis ahead of you, threatening to trap you in, but you manage to dive right through, just in time. Behind you, you hear the dead ones call out. And those of you who are watching and witnessing this dream, the undead take on the forms of people you know. Your master and your friends, and just people you have tried to help before, Cassie, and your mother, Nita. And you hear all of them cry out in multitude of voices in a chorus, save us from the heartless man. And you, even as you try to speak, Edward, no words escape your mouth. And dizzy, you stumble and fall to the ground, cutting your palm on a sharp stone. As you look up, you once again see that old elf in the wheelchair at the top of a small barren hill. And you see yourself laying their head upon this man's lap, slowly stroking your cheek. Say, you are a strong one, are you not? And you watch as the sun in the sky slowly turns black, and all the light in the vision fades. And you're all awake again in a cold sweat. Edward, you are not where you fell asleep. There is no fire. There are no companions. And the three of you, rest of you, wake up, and Edward is missing.
The
As
crow too?
the crow, yeah, the crow is with you guys as he kind of
Okay.
sits up. Oh,
Where is Edward?
oh,
Him?
Let's bring up.
I liked him.
He would also jump up and probably start yelling, just like if he strode up or walked away, sleepwalking or so, just to see if we.
no sign of Edward. And somewhere in the distance, Edwards, maybe you hear something, or maybe it's just the forest. But you stand in front what looked like to be an old forsaken temple sunk into the ground. And there is a whisper, perhaps someone, perhaps just the back of your mind, that just says, the Heartless Man. And I think that, unfortunately, is where we're going to have to leave off for today. Woo, boy! That was
Spoopy, yeah, as they said.
poopy.
Nice.
Spoopy.
Poor Edward.
Poor Edward.
Definitely poor Edward.
Or
He was
maybe
just-
poor us.
Yeah,
We
just
don't know.
making new friends.
He's on his own, so at least we have each other. So I think it's easier if you're not on your own.
I have evil Stephen Hawking caressing my cheek. I don't think yeah. I'm not alone, really.
Oh my goodness. All right. We're going to go around, meet our cast. Again, guys, this is your time to tell us who you are and where we can find you over on the internet. So let's start off with. I was like, wait, I needed that tab open to see what the order was again. Let's start off with Belandris. Hello.
Hi, thank you. Well, I'm at Spellamandris on Twitter. I'm pretty new there, so I always like to see new, followers, guests, come and talk to me about D&D, in general, role-playing games. I love it. Or if you're so inclined, I also do lots of sports, so you can also talk sports to me if you want to. Yeah, and thank you very much to all of you. I had a lot of fun. And Kiana, thank you for DMing us. It was a pleasure. And can I just say that little kid, Nida, really good.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. I also we go around. Tell me your favorite moment of the one shot. So, what was your favorite moment, Belamandris?
Yeah, I like the atmosphere overall. I think you did a good job of making it creepy. And I said I really liked the little halfling. That was fun.
Yeah, sweet child. Awesome, thank you. And next up we have Alice.
Hello. I love this. I haven't been in one of Kiana's streams for a very long time. I think last time I tormented her with a very old dwarven woman, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I loved this. I loved all of it. I loved the dynamic of the world and how you described it, Kiana. I loved the team. I think possibly my favorite bit is when Nida had to go out and realize she didn't trust Edward, but she had to explain what had happened and she didn't know what to do. And then the realization at the end that she had eaten human or something or whatever, and she was just not happy about it. She was not having it and she was in a bit of a strop. I am White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I am a DM for this channel and I am also a player on the channel. Later, I DM the Cypher system in our cypherpunk, another dark one actually, quite dark thriller, which it seems to be slowly turning into something creepy as well. All the players are telling me it's getting creepier, so yeah, apparently it's getting creepier. And when I'm not doing D&D or any TTRPGs, I am a wedding and lifestyle photographer. So, and I think I've got some links in the chat. But awesome, thank you.
Awesome, thank you, Alice. And next up we have Vicky, QTV.
Yeah, so on QD_V, you can find me on Twitter, playing here and there some D&D one-shots when I get the chance. My other D&D games are not streamed, so nothing to share with you. And I loved all of it. So it's again, the setting was awesome, horrible, and awesome at the same time. And I really liked also the dynamic with Edward and the Crow coming in with the other groups, just like that changed the dynamic completely. If we would have been in the woods and walked through the woods, it would have been completely different. So that was really fun. And yeah, I think Nita was the wonderful icing on the cake. It was really fun to play basically around her and see what she did. So thank you all for the fun evening.
Thank you. Very kind words. And of course, our reoccurring cast member, the good doctor himself, Kyle. Hello.
Hi. Yeah, Kyle Sir Stalwart on Twitter and some other stuff. Wow. Yeah, another great game, Kiana. And yeah, like everyone's saying, Alice bringing in the child definitely changes the whole dynamic of the game itself, and she played up to that very well. And yeah, my favorite part overall, or aspect overall, was I felt my character have to shift. I didn't want to be friends with anybody and hated the guy he was with, and blamed him for everything. And then the three new people really kind of warmed him up, and yeah, he just started trusting all three of them, and got to see that they were capable fighters. They knew how to make shanks even at a young age, and, that they cared about each other, and they were willing to just the whole dynamic was great. So yeah, as far as me, I have a Twitch channel, Stalwart Initiative. We do community games and stuff too. If you want to check it out, the Discord link and stuff's over there. Here every Wednesday for the season of One Shot Wonders, and thank you for having me back. And what else? Yeah, I'll be this Saturday or Sunday. Chorus's game. I think it's Saturday.
Yeah,
at
Saturday.
noon.
Saturday.
Yes, Saturday at noon. Be back for that. That'll be good. That dungeon classic crawl thing, and so that'd be pretty sweet. Other than that, yeah, try to be around here when I can. And you guys are all awesome, and I'm glad I got to play. Vicky would play with you again, and Indris, which is not Indris. I cannot. I was calling you Belly before the game started. Not to your face, but I was like trying to remember names. Belly. We'll just go with Belly. So yeah, it's wonderful to meet you guys, and thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing what happens next week.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Speaking of next week, I need you to roll me one last Constitution saving throw. Just.
Constitution.
I was getting ready to get mauled.
Sneak attack.
Yes. Con save, you said?
Yup. Okay, you're good. I'm just noting that.
Let's see here.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll note that down.
Did I pee myself?
No.
That's the worst that could happen right now, really. I think you don't get your face caressed by an evil man and not pee yourself.
Yes. All right, I guess that just kind of leaves me. Hello, I am Kenna, and I was your dungeon master, dungeon murderer, whatever else you like to call me, for today and for One Shot Wonders. It's a lot of fun doing this series. It is my passion project of the heart because I get to play with cool people all across the internet and doing some really awesome stories like this one. If you enjoyed the setting and the encounters that we are seeing, big thank you to Encounter Roleplay for creating the Blood Plague, which is what this series is based off of. It's a module for a short campaign written by a friend of the channel, Jonathan Fry. So go check it out, purchase for yourself. It's super worth it. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there that I won't be able to get to during the series. So a lot of really good creepy material to work with. Yes, and you can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I am playing role-playing games pretty much every day of the week on different streams and shows and all that fun stuff. But you can find me back here on Friday doing Adventures in the Wild Blue, which is our Lady Blackbird campaign. Super fun. It's basically a series that takes place over two different channels for two different perspectives of the same story. We are having our first crossover episode this Friday, so we're going to be able to see some fun tension and backstory relationships get brought up. So I'm super hyped for that. And later tonight, definitely check out May Black Roses Bloom, which is a new show over on Grimjack channel. Grimjack 21502 on Twitch, which is a Dragonlance Ravenloft game. It's super cool, super hype. It's our episode 1 tonight, so it's going to be real awesome. So definitely check that out. Basically, later on in the evening on Wednesdays. And of course, I'll be here next week, continue on the story, seeing what happens to the good doctor, and yeah, that nasty little coffee has. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. But yes, Academy things. Again, if you enjoy this game, the series, the channel, the community, please check us out over on Discord and over on Twitter. Best way to kind of chat with us. Throw in suggestions for Wild Sturges, get help for tabletop stuff. We're a great and awesome and welcoming community. If you want to catch up on previous episodes, check out our YouTube. We're pretty much up to date at this point, so we've got everything up there for binge watching. Also, we are now full-time. We hit all of our last month's goals, which is super awesome. Thank you again, everyone. We have now reset them, and we hope to hit them again with your support. And one of the ways that you can support us as we are full-time is to support us over on Patreon. Again, for as little as $1, you get some really cool exclusive content, as writing, and all sorts of other stuff in the future. Merch is another way to support us and get that lovely Academy logo somewhere in your everyday life. So hit that link over there. And a big thank you to our two sponsors, Burn the Storm Publishing, do a lot of cool modules and the such, and we'll be showcasing their content later on the Academy, as well as Maychan Press, which again does lots of awesome modules and supplements, which we actually do use over on Arco 37, Alice's games, tomorrow. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, tomorrow. I remember things. And of course, finally, we have a competition going on. If you want to win some pretty rainbow dice, because who doesn't want pretty rainbow dice in their life? Definitely check that out. I believe we are going to be. Are we rating anyone? I don't know. But
It's like, yeah.
yes, we are rating Obibi 190. She is one of our cast members on the Academy. She's super amazing. She's super great and positive and lovely. If we have a raid war cry, put that out over in chat. It could, I don't know. I don't know what a raid war cry would be coming out of this session.
It's just squirrel, it's okay.
It's just squirrel. It's okay. I'm down with that. It's just squirrel. It's okay. Cool. That's our raid war cry. The steward just made a squirrel. So definitely put that raid war cry. Put in the Scrat hype emote if you have it. Bring in all the energy and love that you've shown us today over to Obibi, and say hello for us from the Academy. And well, until next week, everyone, or rather until later today for more games, keep evoking emotions, and we'll see all of you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.